Are we starting herbaceously?
Welcome back to Dudeman Duos.
Welcome back.
Dude, we're going to be talking... Dude.
Man.
Dudeman. See, it just rolls off the tongue.
It just rolls.
That's the way it started, dude. It just like feels good to say Dudeman.
Dudeman. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm talking about. Today, dude, we're going to talk about League of Legends. We have so much ties to the game itself. Our friendship was founded on League of Legends, you can say. And we also don't really play much League of Legends nowadays. And we were just kind of going to break down why and maybe the future of League of Legends and what they can change.
The state of League of Legends.
Yes. I'll start with a question. Why do you think you don't play League of Legends anymore? What is the number one reason?
Smurfing definitely ruined League of Legends for me.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
And I think it's because back when we used to play a lot, it wasn't nearly as hardcore esports type of game.
Yeah, especially when we started. And I remember when unique items weren't a thing. We reminisce about this sometimes, just stacking Sunfire capes and like all when there was no rules. It was just kind of an arena game and you could do whatever. And it was super fun. And I remember just playing a Moo and stacking Sunfire capes and going into the Baron pit and just like killing everybody, you know. And that was like a very short-lived part of the game, but like that League of Legends to me is almost like it was more of like a party fun troll game, and then it got really hardcore when esports started coming around. It definitely, anything that goes to meta to me kind of starts losing its fire, because I just like to have fun and troll and like do random fun stuff in video games.
It started to be an esports game.
Yeah.
So the developers really dialed it in for esports. And so it felt less for just like the casual kind of fun, goofy player. Like
for the love of the game.
Yeah. Looking back, I think one of the things that really was the tipping point for me, the cherry on the top, was when they changed one of my favorite champions. They completely reworked Katarina.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And that was like, I think the cherry on the top. I still played for a while, but I think over time after that, I just became less and less interested in playing. You know, they were reworking all these old champions to make them more viable for esports. And it just kind of got rid of some of the charm.
If you think about it too, like Katarina was your number one for a while. Like Katarina and Yasuo were your two. But you spent at least 500 plus hours probably playing Katarina, right? So then you have a character that you put so much time and love in, and that you love the way she played, and then they just almost changed her completely.
Right.
I mean, she has similar abilities, but her playstyle is almost 100% different, because you have to go around those daggers now. You have, you know, so it's like, it's not as fun playstyle for you. So therefore, now it's changed, and now you feel like taken away. He's like, well, my game kind of just screwed me over because I really like playing this character, and now she's different.
Right.
Yeah, I've had stuff like that with other champions. Maybe not as, I play a little bit more loosey-goosey with my characters. I've had tons of mains, but same thing happened when they had the AP Tristana, dude. I loved her. I got up to plat with AP Tristana, and then they changed her, and I was like super annoyed. She's a better champion probably now, but... Right,
well, and that's the thing, is Katarina is technically now a better champion. Yeah, but like...
Not for noobs.
Dude, I mean, it is... I feel like it kind of just got rid of the charm of the champion for me. And I had even learned how to do ward jumping because of Katarina. So then they got rid of that ability for her Shunpo to be able to jump to wards.
I remember too the shift of, like, it was around probably 2015. There was a big shift in like almost the community, because I don't remember nearly as much negativity early day League. I mean, there's always like people that, you know, crap talk you, know, they're just trolling in the lobbies. That's never not been a thing, but it wasn't as competitive. So you wouldn't get people trash talking you for your build or for your character that's not meta. Why are you playing that in that lane? You could play whatever you wanted. Yeah. And if you did good, your team was like, dude, that's sick. And but now you just do something that's a little bit off meta, and they're like, are you trolling? Are you throwing? Right. It's the community of League of Legends is the worst community I've ever played in, which feels really bad, especially when there's so many other games that have really good communities nowadays. So it
doesn't foster experimentation.
Nope.
And imagination. It breeds this meta, the hardcore meta. You have to, and even the store reflects that, where it's like nowadays the store shows you, I'm sure you can turn it off, but the suggestions, you know, of what items to get, and it kind of streamlines you, kind of like pushes you towards the meta, and towards a certain direction. And yeah, if you're, if you know the game well enough and you know the items, you can get around that. But it still is like, kind of just feels like it's pushing you towards 1-2 ways of playing.
Yeah, it really does. It's just remembering the days of like just old League of Legends, how much fun it was just going in and trying new stuff, like APs and Zhao, like stuff like just like little things like that made the game fun. And you can't really do that anymore. I feel like I think there are some troll stuff that you can do probably nowadays, but they're so far in between, and it's not probably nearly as good because everything's so well balanced because of the esports situation. And I know that's the natural like progression of a very successful like PvP game, because there's money in it, people are competitive, so people want to win. But it's also just like if the only reward for winning a League of Legends game is increasing your rank, right? So therefore it turns into this giant just competitive bloat of just trying to get as high as possible, which if you play hundreds and hundreds of games, you may not even ever get out of gold. So it's like you're putting all this time and effort and frustration into maybe climbing 1 or 2 tiers higher,
and you get a bunch of narcissists in there that only ever blame other teammates for the losses, and so they start getting salty. And to be fair, it does feel bad to be in a game for 30 to 40 minutes of just losing.
Hardcore,
and I have lost because of just one teammate being a complete goober. And by goober, I mean just like feeding and just horrible gameplay and just not working with the team and stuff. And so it's like the combination of like, it's a team game. So, if one person's doing really bad, it brings down the whole team, which that feels bad, but then that leads to other people being negative towards them. It's just, it's a cesspool of negativity.
And League of Legends also is a pretty hard game to carry in.
Unless you're really good.
Yeah, if you're really good, you get snowballed so hard, because only some champions can 1v3 and stuff if you're fed high enough. But there's so much CC and utility in the game that, you can't really carry too much versus like a shooter or something. If your aim is that much better and your movement's better, you can 1v3 in a shooter.
I could see that. I definitely have seen, a single guy carry before, but I'd agree it's harder to do so because it is much more leaning heavily on team.
Yeah, and also if you are carrying, a lot of people don't really realize, if you're the carry, how much your other team is helping you be the carry, like CCing, so the tank can't get to you and block you up.
The support, putting vision, and taking down the other team's vision, so that you guys have, awareness and information on the map and positioning, team positioning, all that stuff. Yeah,
there's a lot of things tied to it.
Right.
It's possible we've done it. It's just I think it's really hard.
Which is why we started not playing ranked.
Yep.
And we started playing these more lighthearted modes like ARAM and Arena.
There was this Dominion map where
it was a Crystal Scar.
It was a 5v5 King of the Hill with 3 sections, and you go and you would stand by this crystal, you would capture it, and then you could lose it if you weren't there and someone else comes. So it was just like a rotational of you trying to capture as many of these, kill people. It was pretty fun, but no one really played it very much. However, people created their own game modes when you had custom games, and then we created hide and seek in the Dominion map. And the reason you did that was because no one was allowed to capture any of the points. That was just the rule of it when you signed up, and then it would last forever.
I don't think we created that. The game community created that mode, right? I had a lot of fun doing that.
Because I think I showed you that one, right?
Yeah, and then we started doing that quite often, just playing hide and seek.
Like Kazakhs, and you would rather permaban Teemo or Twitch, depending on the lobby. Some people didn't care, and then you'd have 2 seekers. Everyone else would hide, running around through, and then once you kill everyone, I think twice, you have to kill them all twice or something, the game's over. And there's a certain time limit, and it was just like a trust factor too. Everyone knew the rules when they came in, or you'd have the rules typed out, and then everyone would just have a good fun time.
That was a good time.
That was some peak League of Legends.
The day they got rid of the Crystal Scar, I was so sad,
dude. We were just like, you want to just play some hide and seek, and it was just such a good time. However, League of Legends has done really good on making modes, I will say. The first really big one, obviously ARAM, which was a custom created as well on the normal map. Everyone was just typing the rules all down mid, and they random. All random, all mid. So that was the first mode that was actually probably created, and that was super fun. And it was so popular that they created their own map for it, and it became its own mode. And back in the day, people just trolled and had a good time in that, and now even that's competitive.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. We can't no life games anymore. We're not the young no lifers that we could back in the day.
Back in the day,
remember we would be playing in the same room and we do the high five thing when we got a good.
You were behind me, and then I would just put my hands back, and he'd like boom if it was a good play.
So now that we're more casual because we've got families, jobs, etc., we can't be as like hardcore sweaty. And so, man, every once in a while I like jump into a normal league game and I usually end up regretting it. And
it's never fun.
It's like, because I just feel like I just get stomped. And
it's
probably because I'm not as good at the game anymore and I'm probably bringing down our team. But still, it's like... it
just doesn't feel good as it used to.
It's way too competitive now. I'm sure it's really fun when you're at that level. But it's so hard to get to that level nowadays since we're more casual.
I mean, obviously people who are playing it are still having fun, but I do think there is this, I don't know if problem's the right word, but just like the community is so meta based. And like I said, this is kind of, I feel like a lot of people have been talking about it. Even was it a Gingy with Mr. Peanut was talking about how everything is so sweaty and like just having fun has been taken away. And I think that kind of ruined some video games because League of Legends used to be so much fun. Yes, you'd want to win, but you're also just going to have a good time, try something new. I remember trying different builds all the time. Sometimes you'd be like, oh, I'm so strong. And it was just like, there's none of that. It's copy, paste, macro play all the time. And a lot of games kind of turn into that. But League of Legends is so competitive and it's just so in depth into the esports that I feel like you can't really save it at this point because of the community is just so competitive all the time, which is just unfortunate. So I'm just reminiscing. I'm not saying League is bad. Like League of Legends is what it is because it's so successful and people love the game and they like the competitive nature.
It's a great game. It's just unfortunately it's becoming less and less a game for me.
Same.
For us.
No, yeah, I can't play normal League.
And it does make me sad because we developed a friendship because of League.
Yeah,
so we got a lot of memories in it.
We would just talk about our favorite champions and fun games that we had. There's so many good memories in League of Legends. They've been killing it on the modes though, because they also came out with TFT, which isn't League of Legends per se. It's like a character, kind of a different game all entirely.
Yeah, it's
really
a
different game. But
it's
still a mode.
It's just in the universe of
it's true
of League of Legends with the characters, but it's not League of Legends.
It's not League of Legends, but it's in the same title, and that came out, and a lot of people who play League of Legends tried it because it came out on their launcher and in their the launcher, and then also with the arena, which the arena is what I play now. I can't play anything else.
I had a fun time with arena for a while. I did get burnt out on it though, because it just felt like so many times I was in these lobbies with these tanks. Despite getting good augments, despite being able to pump out damage, they were just unkillable.
Yeah.
I just felt like, and they did so much damage, and that killed it for me because that happened enough times where I'm like, it's just a freaking, it's a tank meta.
Yeah, I think they fixed it a little bit. They tweaked some stuff because it's not as tank meta. You can still get that way in the arena game. I like it because you have the ability to get to that god mode where you're just impossible to lose. Like if you get the right combos, which is kind of the fun chase, right? It's almost like getting gear in another game. You're trying to get to that, and it'll end at the end of that mode, but you're just trying to make a fun, unique build. And then if everything comes together, you become unkillable and you win the lobby. And that's because you won at the RNG, and you're also playing a champion that you might be pretty good at, so you get there. But I mean, like, it has had some ups and downs where it doesn't feel as balanced because, I mean, like I said, maybe some items came out or some augments that made tanks way too strong or too consistently strong,
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I enjoy it because it reminds me of old League. It's just, I'm going in there to have fun and to see what I could build, and it'll be done in 15 minutes. And I can surrender in 8 or 5 minutes if I'm losing. I love the style of the controls of League of Legends still. I still have that nostalgia for a lot of the characters and stuff. So it's fun to jump on for me.
It's, I think, like I said, going back to the original Katarina, man.
That ruined it for you.
I can't play my favorite character anymore because she's a completely different character.
Dude, bring vanilla League.
They should have, yes.
Just like old school League.
They should have old school League that's not tied to esports. So they don't have to worry about always balancing everything to the
ranked, no nothing.
No ranked, just like fun, old school League of Legends
old champions.
The old characters before they changed them and reworked them.
Like a 2012
fun.
league. Pick league from 2012 and just like keep it there.
I would have a good time with
Old
that.
Scion, dude.
You wouldn't have to worry about Smurfs because
No one would play
there's
it.
no ranked. Smurfs would be doing their thing in the normal League of Legends. Old school would just be there to have fun and have a goofy time. And
people would probably try to rank it up still. They probably still
just
have a Clash.
Just don't bring it to like esports.
Don't bring it to Clash. Because then
Yeah.
they do like ARAM in Clash, and then that kind of ruined ARAM because they brought ranked into it. So therefore
Yeah.
ARAM is no longer a fun lobby, it's a sweaty lobby.
Yeah.
Which just doesn't feel good. So yeah.
Riot needs to differentiate hard between the esports competitive game mode and then the goofy fun casual modes.
Yeah.
And do not mix and match.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
you're just alienating parts of your audience when things get too competitive. Because
Right.
like the game is so much fun to play if you don't take it as serious, at least
Right.
for some people. Like I said, people who love the competitive nature, that's great. Like keep playing it. But it's just, imagine how many people have stopped playing League of Legends because of that.
Yeah.
And we're one of them. We're an example.
I also feel like there's so many champions nowadays that the champions have kind of lost their original flair.
Well, yeah, because there's like
'Cause there's
300.
so many of them
There's
now.
like 300, I
Like,
think.
You remember back in the day, each champion was so just like
Different.
distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, little girl with a bear, Scion, the undead. And then now there's just so many champions that it's lost that kind of like unique champion.
Yeah,
feel,
you're like,
you know?
oh, this is a guy. He looks like that other guy that came out 3 years ago. Yeah,
But
there's
he's,
a lot
but
of
he's
that.
slightly different. you
Yeah,
know,
maybe
like-
his lore's good. Like their story has been really good. I keep up with their
Yeah.
lore because of the MMO coming out and then Arcane series. So like the new Darkened guy that came out, or the Ascended character, kind of looks a little generic-y. But his story's cool. I read some of the comics stuff about it. But I mean, like in the game, they kind of look very similar to other characters, and their abilities are usually other people's mismatched.
Yeah, it's basically it. It's like other people's abilities slightly tweaked a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
just stop coming out with champions. At
they'll
that
come
point,
out
right?
with some good ones, because they're like, I remember when kind of towards the end of when we were playing, like with like Nico or like Lilia, some of these champions are actually
Yeah.
really fun to
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
And they're
very
unique.
distinct, unique.
Yeah.
Well, Yasuo was a newer.
He came out like 2013.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
In my frame set, it's still, for me, it was
Yeah.
new because it came out right.
I think because I mean, he came out closer to like Zed and Ziggs and Volibear. Those are the good days.
How do you combat that? Because I understand why they come out with new champions.
They need to.
But also, I feel like it's kind of watering and muddying the waters, watering it down, watering and anyways, you know what I mean?
the water.
Watering it down or muddying the
Yeah.
the champion pool. Too many of them. I understand, like it's people that are diehard League of Legends players. It's fun to like try the new champion, but at the end of the day, you end up having so many champions that it.
I actually don't mind a lot of champions. I just don't like the convoluted like champions that come out. Like someone who what's that one ADC with Aphelion? Like I don't know what that guy. I've played him a couple times and I've played League of Legends since he's come out. I don't know anything about what that guy does.
Yeah.
There's some champions that
They're
mind.
so like complicated. Like that the mage, he actually wasn't that bad now that I think about it.
Hui? Yeah. He's not too bad, but he's
not
similar.
but he's similar. It's like a little too complicated to I guess Lee Sin was maybe the first iteration of somebody that was a little bit more complicated because you'd have the different.
Yeah, Lee Sin kind of a little bit, but it was so like passive because he'd do the
Right.
slam and then he'd get like healing on his autos or increased attack speed.
Right.
So it wasn't like anything you really needed to pay too much attention versus like Aphelios. I feel like Aphelios is the worst one. I don't think Hui is bad because with Hui it's more of the player has the complexity versus like you don't know what he's doing. He's got the pull, he's got the AoE circle. It's not bad, but you have to do like combos to do it, which I think might be cool for people who like high skill play. So they should have those champions.
Sure.
But yeah, when it comes to like some of the champions, it's like you don't know what they're doing. There's something going on. I'm just like, I'm dead. I don't know what you just did.
Yeah.
I don't know what to combat it. I thought I dodged it, but you had 7 more of those in your, it's just like it makes everyone's got 2 or 3 dashes. Like freaking Mbessa. Like what is that champion, dude? She can teleport across the map and knock you up. And yeah, just so many like gap closers. I'm a mage player, so I'm a little sour against all these stupid dashing assassins. You have no chance. But yeah, it's just I like a lot of champions. I don't think that's a problem. I think they get a little too complicated in some of their abilities because it just feels so convoluted. But I think more options is good. I mean, people who've been playing it for imagine playing the game for 10 years. I don't mind a decent
amount of options. I just feel like I agree. A lot of champions coming out nowadays are like seem really complicated, and they don't have oftentimes a distinct identity where it kind of just is like, oh, he's like another darkened character. It's kind of like that guy, but a little bit different, right? I think if they maybe slowed the pace of how many new characters they came out with.
I mean, they come out with 2 a year. It's really not that much.
That's true.
I think we've been playing for so long, so like half of the roster is new almost from when we started.
That's fair. I do remember back when we were playing a lot, it was exciting when new champions came out. So I think it's just a perspective change for us since we don't play it as much.
Yeah,
it feels like there's
we have the old mentality of League. We think of the old days. We don't think of all the new stuff. A lot of people are probably enjoying the new stuff.
Yeah,
I think honestly, doing the vanilla server or something would make the most sense of fixing a lot of this, or like bringing back a lot of other players. Maybe fixing is probably not the right word. It's a very successful game. People still love League of Legends.
A great,
So it's
we're just thinking from our casual perspective, like what would get us to play it more,
it's such a fun game. I mean, we might probably just wait until the MML, let's be honest.
I mean, I even like when I was playing World of Warcraft, because I had played so much League of Legends, I changed the keys for World of Warcraft to be like League of Legends.
QR, My whole setup of how I keybind games are based off of my old League of Legends.
That's because we used to play a lot.
I would bet I'm close to 10,000 hours on League of Legends.
Dang, is there a way to check how many hours
I don't think so. We can check. I mean, I know I'm up there. That might be an exaggeration. Maybe it's closer to 5K, but I know it's in that range because I played from 2009 to 2017 a lot.
Yeah.
We've played together probably close to 2,000 at least because I'm almost at 2,000 or 1,500 on PUBG, and I played that for a year and a half. League of Legends was 10 years, and 4 or 5 of those years was no other video games besides League of Legends.
Yeah. It's crazy. League of Legends used to be just like our one game for a while. We didn't really dabble in other games.
I mean, I think I played WoW off and on still.
That's true. That's before I even played WoW.
Yeah, that was before you played.
When we were playing League, I had never played WoW at that point.
I got you into WoW.
Yeah.
And the Draenor times is the worst time to come in. I'm sorry. But so I got you into the World of Warcraft. But besides, I think, and I got you into PUBG when we were playing League still. But we were playing, I think that's when other games started to come out. But PUBG might have been the start of it, honestly, because then we started getting to the other shooters and then trying new games.
Yeah, besides WoW, you're right. I think maybe PUBG was another one that started to pull us away a little bit from League of Legends.
Yeah. So it was a great game, still is. It misses its flair. It doesn't have its fun anymore. It's just too competitive.
And we could be completely off our rockers.
I mean, we're biased. We're
definitely biased, and maybe just it's that one of those things where it's like you thinking about it from a lens of nostalgia, and so maybe our perspectives are kind of skewed because of that.
Yeah.
And so maybe like other players that play League of Legends all the time, maybe it's still at that level of fun for them. So let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. Where's League of Legends for you guys?
Yeah.
Like what if on a scale 1 to 10, where you put it? To me, it's like a 2 or 3. I can't enjoy it anymore. The other modes are up a little bit more, but
it used to be a 10 out of 10 for us.
It's probably because we're responsible adults that have kids now, that you just can't spend 40 minutes on a game.
Maybe that's a big part of it, because I think League of Legends has probably one of the hardest and highest skill caps out of any video game.
Yep.
Because you're having to learn the macro gameplay, positioning, team, pushing, and then the micro with your own individual lane and being able to make sure that you're last hitting minions while you're dealing with your laners. I think there's just so much to being actually good at that game that when we are now more casual, it's harder to be good because of just how much
focus it requires.
Yeah.
And in order to be good at the game, you have to play a lot. Like, you have to play thousands of games in a season to climb consistently. Like, that's how many games you need to put into it.
Yeah, so if you're not motivated to climb anymore, then it's like you get in, you You get stomped by people that are
You're about to
better
say
than
have
you.
fun, and then you bit your tongue.
Yeah, I was about to say have fun, but you get in, you get stomped, and then you leave.
Yeah,
It's like,
it just feels bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny though. Like you said earlier, that we'll just like with the boys on, we're like, oh, should we play a League game? It's been so long. We used to love League because all of our friends, we all played League 5 stacked all the time. That's
yeah,
so all of our friendships kind of started on League of Legends anyway.
a lot of them did.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, and then so we go and play a game, and then we're like, oh, why do we do that? We just spent 35 minutes just beating our head on our keyboards because it's just we could have all surrendered, but some don't want to surrender.
We're just oldies now. What do the kids call them nowadays? Unks.
Unks, is that a word?
I think so.
I just think of we're like
I'm not a hip boy, so
we're the boomers of video games.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, let us know, guys. What do you think about League of Legends on where it's at? Yeah, because I would love to be able to enjoy League again. So
I would love to.
Just can't. I just can't.
I'll tell you what'll bring me back to League of Legends.
Katarina.
Exactly. Yeah.
Vanilla.
Give me vanilla Katarina.
Make it happen, guys. Riot, give us vanilla.
Yeah.
It's the information's in there somewhere. The OG version. You can even keep the graphics. Just bring some of the old characters back. The AP Tristana, the old Scion, the Katarina, the old Volibear, maybe old Mundo back. I don't know. Mundo's fine. But there's so many old champions that they changed.
Old Scion, dude.
So, dude, that was the only way to beat Zed for me back in the day. I loved
old Scion.
Yep. It was a good time. Well, that's what we have for you on League of Legends, guys. Peace out. It was fun. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers. Are you the dude or am I the man?
Well, it depends because you've been the dude
man?
in the games because your name's dude and I'm man.
You're the man, I'm the dude.
I'm more of a man, you're more of a dude.
What's the definition of wow? Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding. You're probably more of a man.
What is the meshin? What is the meshinifin? What is the definition of dude?
To be a bro. I don't know.
Dude.
Should I look it up?
Do you remember what people would say in middle school about dude?
Yeah, dude and dudette. There's like an ingrown hair
on
or something.
On the whale's penis or something.
Or like something funny like that. An elephant hair, like an elephant ingrown hair on an elephant's butt. Ingrown hair on an elephant's butt is what they. Oh
the things that people came up with in middle school and junior high.
Yeah, I was homeschooled. It still got to me. Like, yeah, that was this is stupid. There's if you think about it, that stuff just continues nowadays, dude.
It really does.
7, 6, 7, and whatever. What's the other ones that no one remembers? They fall off after 2 weeks.
You just forget about them.
Yeah, all the stupid trends.
There's selective memory, and that's one of the things I selectively delete from my memory. So.
It's never been in my memory enough anyway. I just hear it, and I'm like, my wife is a teacher, so she's like, dude. They keep saying, so I get all the scoops.
Just as long as 6'7" doesn't become, doesn't take the place of 6'9". You know what I mean? Like,
it's true. 6'9" will always be the king.
6'9" is the OG.
OG. Even the little kids, when they get a little older, they'll appreciate it more.
6'7" will not dethrone 6'9".
No, it won't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You can't dethrone
6'9", dude.
No, you can't.
It's
forever ingrained in society.
Dude.